AITA for not giving a found dog back to its owner, using a throwaway for privacy reasons. I found a dog with a leash on it, but no name tag, and will later find it has no chip in the street on a Sunday in February where I successfully captured it. I proceeded to post it to a lost dogs page on Facebook. Someone commented a generic next steps, where one thing that stood out to me / scared me was, if you give the dog to the wrong person, you can be held legally liable. The next day, I got a response less than 24 hours later of someone claiming to be the owner's neighbor. On for short, they told me that my friend's at work, but she said I could pick her up. I grew up in the stranger danger age, so I was put on my guard at this. They told me that it was originally their dog, but had to give them away. I insisted that the ON tell the owner to contact me, and ON responds saying that the owner is working out of state, has no signal, and will message me as soon as they get back. The ON proceeds to tell me the dog's name, which the dog doesn't respond to when I call it. The ON says they have pictures of the dog, which I ask to see, with someone I will be meeting in them. The ON sends pictures that look similar, but none with people in them and none with the leash I found the dog in. The ON proceeds to tell me about how their child cried about losing the dog all night. I believe that they could be the owner, and I decide to call the police, not 911, and ask what their legal advice is and what I should do, and they told me to contact the shelter. The shelter isn't open until tomorrow. The next day, I call the shelter as soon as I can, and they say to find the owner if possible, and hold on to the dog until I can find the owner as the shelter is double booked. I explain that I could have found the owner, and I communicate my fear of being sued. The shelter tells me that if I have a suspect, to have them meet at the shelter to verify ownership and avoid fees. I communicate this to the ON and ask if they can meet tomorrow, and they say, I'll let you know when I'm off work. 2 days pass. I ask if the ON still wants to meet, and they say, you're making a big deal of giving me the dog. My friend owner will contact you next week. 4 weeks pass. I think it's important to note that the shelter told me that if nobody claims the dog after 2 weeks, it's legally mine. I have been walking the dog 3+ miles every day, playing with it, and bought a whole bunch of items for it because I had essentially been ghosted, not including the furniture it tore up. The ON asks what I did with the dog, and I explained that the shelter said it's mine and that I found it a new home. Then someone else texts me asking if I have their dog and sends the same 3 pics the ON sent, and I said no. 3 months pass. I run into them at the dog park where the kids are crying. The dog is happy to see them, and people were saying to give the dog back and are calling me a bad person. I refused.